I've always been a curious kid. I come from a good family. I was granted like every opportunity. I'm from a small town in Pennsylvania. I remember my first using experience. I kind of had the same typical experience that most adolescents have, where I was introduced to weed around 12 years old, and then the progression ladder kind of jumped very progressive, like very fast. I was just a kid who was like searching for acceptance. I got it in a group of older people, and I kind of chased that. And by the time I was 16, I was using heroin, and I went to my first treatment center at 18 years old, and I was a senior in high school, and it was an adult facility. And I didn't want to stay clean. I would constantly in my life, especially in my younger days, like I just wanted to use without consequence. If I could just use drugs and have no consequences, I'm a happy guy. But that's just not what comes with drugs and alcohol. Like I said, I'm a heroin addict by the time I was 18 years old. I went to a treatment center, wasted time. But while I was there, I had this weird back pain. And when I got out of the treatment center, I went back to school. I started to miss school due to this back pain. And it got so bad where I couldn't walk. So my dad carried me to the hospital. And within like 15, 20 minutes, I found out that I had cancer. So I had stage 3 testicular cancer, a very similar case to Lance Armstrong. And to be honest, my addict brain at that time, I thought I hit the jackpot, It's very interesting what that does to your psyche, how powerful this addiction is, because while my family is outside in the waiting room crying, that their son might die, I'm in the waiting room bartering milligrams with the doctor because I know what's up. I know that this is a gateway, because I had, drugs and alcohol stole everything from me. I had no ambition. I had no drive. I had no aspirations. All I wanted to do was, getting sick like that kind of validated everything that I was doing anyway, which was nothing. I was just laying in a bed dying anyway. So this is now you're gonna put my name on these bottles, which is great. I kind of went through the cancer process, chemo, radiation, multiple surgeries. Unfortunately, I had stage 3, so it kind of had spread to my lymph nodes, parts of my back, my L2 vertebrae. And those kind of years were a blur. And then when I started to feel, miraculously, by the grace of God, I started to feel better. And as soon as I started to feel better, I jumped right back into what I was doing prior, which is right back into heroin addiction, which kind of goes hand in hand with crime. And maybe like 2 months after I started to be able to like walk and go hang out with friends and get out of the house, I went to prison. So I do 2 years in prison. I get out of prison and I jump right back into what this is all I know. This is the same cycle that I do. I have no aspiration. It took everything from me. Now I have a felony. So I'm just completely ostracized from what I think that a normal life now would have. When my friends were in college, I was in a cancer hospital. Now when my friends are getting out of college, I'm in prison. So drugs and alcohol just robbed me of everything. So I went to a treatment center. I got strung out again, of course. I went to a treatment center in Pennsylvania, and they slid a pamphlet letting me know that I could have aftercare in California. And I was like, absolutely, like, get me out of here. I get to California, and I do the same thing, because I'm blinded by the lights. I never thought I'd be out here. And it was just it was a constant cycle, the same one. Nothing's changed. There's nothing unique about my story. The only unique thing about my story and about the treatment center, the last treatment center that I was at, was that I listened. All I did was just listen to the doctors, to the counselors, to people who have been trying to. The hand was always there. I just kept slapping it away. slapping it away, slapping it away. You know, it finally had to get bad enough for me.